Alright, welcome to another edition of What the Fuck Happens, YouTube Atheist Community and Stickham Fun. No Stickham, Tiny Chat. Anyway, I have actually extra lights on, which I probably shouldn't have on, because, I gotta give it to the electric company. Fucking bastards. But yeah, light isn't kind of it's good for your mood, having some lights on, actually. So, I haven't really thought all this out yet. Anyway, but doing well in terms of, cut my use in about half, which is, pretty good. But, it is a little bit, but, I'll get into a routine, so it'd be good. Anyway, so, I've been working on a lot of different stuff. Still trying to find a motherboard for the other computer. But I haven't even fully got to fiddle with that thing some more. Sorry, this is just all stuff that's still rolling in my head. So, the original power failure, the one 2 weeks ago, happened right when I was testing my repair on the other computer. So I never really fiddled with it any. So anyway, it's a whole nother. But I've been looking for they're just too expensive. I mean, for what they should be. Used motherboard, come on. I shouldn't have to pay over $30. That's bullshit. Anyway, so where was I? And, I might be able to just upgrade this one. Cleaned it today. Just kind of a pain in the ass, but yes, all the fans and all the heat sinks and everything were all dirty, and so it's running much smoother now. Anyway. Good stuff going on. A lot of stuff going on. I heard from Old Fan. Old Fan hadn't done a video in a few days. I was wondering if she's okay, but she's okay. Just busy also, and such. Therapy and whatnot. Whatever. Things you have to do on nice days. Where was I? Alright. Sorry, this is really incoherent, right? Yeah. Okay, last night. Last night was a really long night for me. Okay, power went out again. Flooded basements, bullshit, whatever. So I did, I was late, but I did do the tiny chat thing. And, it was okay conversation. It's okay, but it's got to do something. So I'm very much in this do something mode. And so I'm going to have to, I'll have to do the call-in thing, I guess. Call into the Magic Sandwich Show or something. And see if I can somehow weasel my way into other exposure venues. But I'd rather just do Skype thing. Somebody said I'd be a good interviewer or something. I don't know whether that's really true, but I think I'm pretty good in conversation, and so I don't see any reason why I can't do that. Even with people I hate, we should be able to have a conversation. I think. It is, when you're talking live with somebody, there's a certain, you play by the Marquis of Queensberry rules and all that kind of stuff. You perform as necessary, and when you're making videos, it's more of a street fight. That's how I look at it, anyway. But anyway, so if there's anybody who would like to have a conversation on Skype, PM me and let's do this thing. Of course, I'm talking about people who are, have some credibility as rational and reasonable. But look, I'll talk to anybody almost, to tell you the truth. I probably want to have a conversation with one of these racist guys live, just to sit there and throw some questions, because they are so full of themselves and full of shit. The libertarian types. The whatever, they're very polite, some of them, but this whole idea, this doesn't make any voluntary separation. What sense does that make? You voluntarily create, a place where people can't drink out of your water fountains, where they voluntarily aren't allowed to do things in your city. That's just silly. The voluntary part stops when you tell people they can't go to the beach anymore. But I mean, it's just so, and then the libertarians are always talking about the federal government. Like, oh, you can't make any laws at the federal level, and it's just so stupid, right? Because then, well, why bother having a United States then? Why don't you have an ununited States? Because that's what you'll end up with. A bunch of powerful state governments just lead to a bunch of chicanery and fights between the states. If we go to the Balkans, asshole. Yeah, I mean, just so stupid to think that all government is a concession to reality, concession to the fact that you have to have some sort of standards or life is impossible because we have different sensibilities and we're going to trespass on each other. And, and to come up with some idea that let's have some sort of democratic standard or even a supermajority standard. I mean, make those political arguments. But to argue that you can have no standard is idiotic. Grow up. And they call things like regulating, common space, common fisheries, common land, common air, common water. To call that a straw man argument is just so fucking idiotic. It's a very powerful argument. Obviously, there's no good. It does me no good in New Jersey to vote against nuclear power if they vote for it in Pennsylvania. You can't understand the way the wind blows. Ugh, I mean, it's just so stupid. And then he says stuff like, oh yeah, go sue them. How can you sue them if there's no law, you idiot? You have to have a law before you can sue somebody. Just so fucking dumb. But anyway, that's it. So, yeah, but I don't mind talking to these idiots. I mean, you got to talk to everybody, right? I mean, the whole point of this whole thing, of doing this whole thing, is to talk, to try to get to people. And I'm seeing more and more clearly that you do have to get through the premises first, or you got no starting point. You have to. Logic is a chain. Logic is a staircase. Logic is a progression. Logic is a sequence. And you can have some wobbly steps. You can have some jittery shit. But you can't have them missing. You can't have too big a gap in the bridge kind of thing. It just isn't going to work. So there should be a way to do these conversations where we can concede that further conversation is unnecessary in some respects. It's just very complicated because you could argue that someone like the modern mystic, who I would have I would find engaging in conversation on many subjects fruitful and purposeful and functional, and yet, because of a few broken premises, purpose and function is destroyed in so many ways, right? I mean, the fact that he doesn't acknowledge the significance of sentient experience, he just sees it all as being, half dozen one or the other thing. Horror, or fun. Somehow it's just what we did to it. Somehow we are feeling wrong, and that's why we feel bad, is because we're somehow feeling brokenly. We've been duped into it. Which is just, I'm sorry, it just doesn't make any sense. The construct, but anyway, but I'm just saying, where do you go? The starting point, that it's a finishing point. It's not. You can't start, or you can't go anywhere with it. It's too decisive and destructive a blow to the whole function of the conversation if you're going to so radically and fundamentally break argument about value. I mean, that's the whole point of philosophy, is to deal with the questions that can't be, that aren't material. But anyway, it's a whole side subject. But I'm just going to using that as an example of where, sometimes, there's still some value conversations that can take place, but they just can't. They can't have any. They can't have any relevance to value, which is funny, or values, which is weird. But anyway, I'm just focused on the idea that this is all there has to be sort of a method to the madness. I have to get serious about now doing this in in a processed way. I have to actually cook this food, and put it on the plate in the suitable arrangement, the conventional style, with the appropriate garnish. And it's just irritating that this is required, but because it's just not my thing. I'm not the food decorator. I just don't have any passion for food decoration. But this is the game you must play to get them to consume. So I have to become more consumable in my presentation. That's a whole racket in itself, right? Because who you talking to? You talking to Joe Stuck-Up, or Dude, Joe Dude, or Joe Chill, or Joe Doobie, or it just depends on who you're talking to, how you're supposed to talk. And it really is difficult to build this skeleton key of personality that is appealing to everyone, because you're going to turn somebody off, no matter how you approach people. If you're too propagandist, like the Amazing Atheist, if you're just a lying scumbag, just gaming people constantly, doing it in their face, gaming them with the game, in the sense that you're joking about how they're all assholes, but I'm just joking, guys. That kind of, you're my friend, actually I'd rape your mother for 58 cents. Kind of bullshit. Buy a t-shirt. You never thought of that on your own? Yeah, I have to tell you what to wear? I mean, come on. I have to tell you to subscribe, and I have to tell you to rate, and I have to tell you to comment, and I have to tell you to buy a t-shirt, because you're too stupid to do any of this shit. And yet there's some point in talking to you? It just gets so convoluted that you're just like, why would I let this whirlpool suck me in? But that's where the people are. They're in the whirlpool of shit with the turds and all that, and so you have to make yourself a boat and float in the ocean where the fish is, even though it's a cesspool and it's shitty. But yeah, so what do you conform yourself to? How big an asshole do you have to become? What kind of stuck-up, turdy piece of shit do you have to, how pretentious and dishonest do I have to become? And that's just, and it shouldn't be a matter of will, and that's the problem, is that does seem to be it seems like the very idea of it is making me sick. I don't want to do it. But, it apparently is one of my jobs here. That this is my lot in life. So I have to deal with that. So anyway, so I'm thinking about it anyway. So at least you people have me thinking about trying to be a person. I just don't know if I can really pull that one off. But we'll see how it goes. But yeah, it is annoying. I mean, I saw it, an Amazing Atheist video, 250,000 views. He was talking about Cosmos. And, he called Neil deGrasse Tyson, deGrasse, he called him. I mean, there's an awful lot of ESEs in that guy's name. I don't know how you can not say deGrasse, because it ends in an E and everything. But whatever. So, and why does the asshole have 3 names? I don't, it's just so... What? What is that shit? He's not really a scientist. He's a science commentator. I'm just mean his contribution to science is, he's put on some clown makeup for science. But, I mean, it's like Barney the dinosaur isn't really an educator, is he? But, well, by some people's standards, I guess. But anyway, but yeah, just a stupid, just a stupid video. Yeah, I mean, just, there was no production values at all, and he gets away with that shit. I mean, his his head was cut off in the frame, and he's still doing this stupid bobbing and weaving bullshit. And you're just like, why does that work? And it just makes you think of Teletubbies or something. You're just like, that's all people can take. Maybe we should all do videos in fake worlds with AstroTurf. Yeah, just laughing baby in the corner. Yeah. A drooling lunatic in the corner or something. Maybe that would work. So anyway, it's just very discouraging. And disappointing and irritating and annoying. But I've made this complaint in years past, and I have implied that I have some intention to transcend. I never used that word the first 40 years of my life. I never said the word transcend. Never. I hate YouTube. I hate these pseudo thinkers and their bullshit rhetoric. See, you can't. I gotta quit doing that kind of shit. I just gotta quit dissing people because people don't like to be dissed. Ugh. Even though they deserve the fuck out of it. So anyway, where was I? So yeah, I do have some ideas, and so I'm working on technology and different things, and we're getting somewhere, And I am going to work on the website. Got to renew my account and all that. So thank you, the people with the donations. I'll use the donation money on the website. Yeah, I just have to make a decision about how much, whether I want to get another allotment of storage space online. But I'm kind of thinking that I should be able to just migrate content in and out of availability, and that should be good enough. 6 months on, 6 months off kind of thing, or something like that. Yeah, but the real point is I have to. So, and I'm doing writing, so I am writing. I'm going to write every day. I'm going to require that I write a certain amount of minutes worth of writing every day. I'm going to try to acquire some discipline here and see if I can, create some, if not something of substantial integrity as a documentary statement, perhaps some elements, some pieces that can be used to create such a mechanism. Yeah, something like that. And yeah, there's lots of stories, lots of ways to do this, and even on the cheap, to do cheap versions of something and let somebody else later on spend $300 million to do it right, that kind of thing. So anyway, there's probably other stuff I should talk about. I should say, there's people who are very generous and nice to me, and I want to say thank you to them. People that donate, somewhere over $100, somewhere over 100, yeah, somewhere between somewhere between 100 and 200. Anyway, with the electricity thing, that was really nice of people. I mean, it's not exactly directly out of my pocket, but it is out of my pocket eventually. But anyway, that's a whole other, it's complicated. But like I said, anyway, just, I appreciate that people do try to help me in this mission. And I'm not, I don't think I'm squandering anything, of course. I'm just being frugal in terms of investments because whatever I do, I want it to be something that's actually worth doing. So, but anyway, just people just really are very, it's little stuff, pack of cigarettes here, that kind of stuff. It's very nice. And somebody offered me a video game console. I don't know if you got like an old PlayStation. Yeah, so maybe I could use an old PlayStation. But yeah, the other game consoles, I don't know. Yeah, I'm just not, I don't know. I don't know. I like video games. I really like video games, but I know I just, I really can't get my work done if I'm playing video games, right? So I just kind of know that even though I like video games, I really can't go there. Really can't. I just my life is, I might be dead in 6 months, I got shit I gotta get done. I gotta get moving. And I just don't got time to just piss it away. That's just the truth. I mean, I do feel that. And, my really on my own, my worst enemy is me. I don't feel great. I just find it irritating. I never felt great, I never really liked being on Earth. I never really felt all that great, but, I always had some angst and some, like an upset stomach kind of thing. I've always been a little bit putsy. But, there were times where, I had periods where, I wasn't distracted by that. I could, do stuff and enjoy stuff and all that kind of stuff without feeling nauseous. But it just seems like the last year, it just, I have to really fight for a good day. They just don't, it's like I always have to get past how tired I feel or how crappy I feel. And I'm not complaining in the sense that people have it worse than I do. I know, certain people do, and so I shouldn't complain. But it's really it's not easy being me kind of thing, Kermit the Frog and all. I kind of have that kind of syndrome. It's like, I am a fish out of water. I'm a alien on an ugly, smelly planet. It's really difficult. It is. Yeah. I find it difficult. But, that's just the irony. It's like I had so many years of my life when I couldn't find any way to fight the man. I couldn't find any mechanism to do anything. And here we sort of have one where we can actually organize ourselves and do this great thing of, I always did enjoy arguments and debates and philosophy. I always gravitated to that kind of stuff, but we have this medium is incredible, and we just can't seem to make it work. But it really just irritates me that I wish it was 20 years ago and I had the energy I had 20 years ago. But wishing is a waste of time. So what the hell? Yeah. So I'll do the best I can. I am running at full speed for me at the moment, but I still think I can get more. I can get better performance. The issue is just bugs in the engine kind of thing. The stupid stuff that shouldn't exist, or something like that. Yeah. Even this nicotine thing. This does waste some time. Yeah. So you can't just, e-smoking is a little more complicated than regular smoking. For me, Yeah, somehow it just does tend to waste more time. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. This is really a quite a poor video. Sorry about that. But it's a necessary, for my own head process. This is go, 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 do, do, do. And, so many things I have tried in the past and it just hasn't worked. I've tried all the different channels. I've tried different things, and it all has been failure. But, you got to keep fighting, right? You got to keep trying. So I'm going to try some more. See what happens. And, yeah, that's the game. So that's the plan. We'll see how it goes. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. So I don't have anything like, the change won't be dramatic, but it's just going to incrementally, I'm going to try to slip in, hopefully, some better content. Yeah, that's the plan. Hopefully. Well, see how it goes. And the technology issues too. Piro and me had some sort of ideas and stuff, and so once he gets settled in and blah 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 and done with whatever he's doing and this and that, and so there might be there's stuff in the works. It's just nothing's working yet, but we'll see. There's something that happen. Something good. So enough of the video. I'm thinking there's something else I have to report on, but it's not apparent to me. Yeah. Alright. So, maybe I'll have a conversation with this two something or other guy. Two teeny, I don't know, weird name he's got. But anyway, pretty intelligent guy. So, yeah, maybe we'll do some Skype, maybe metamorph or something again, something like that. Yeah. So, anyway. Yeah.